Brady Bunch, but it was different enough because it had the 90s feel to it, and the comedy was better, in my opinion. The comedy of this series was so much better.
Man, the only really weak episode I can think of was one where they basically treated video games as an addiction.
But they had to do something. I think they probably already had ideas at that point. Yeah. I thought the show was well done. Like, I really thought it was very, very funny.
Well, really? I thought they hit the bottom of the ideas barrel when they brought in the two guys that look like Beavis and Butthead.
I was saying, we were watching this, I'm like, yeah, we were saying, Stacey Keenan. She was on going places, now she's over here. She was the eldest daughter.
Wow, she jumped ship.
Well, don't blame her. Can't really blame her.
That was like the friggin' Titanic.
Yeah, better roll over here as Dana, and then JT was on that side.
Staying on that would be like staying on the Exxon Valdez.
And then we had Al and Karen. Yeah. Karen I thought was really cute at the time, by the way. I love how it says, aspiring model and sometimes a country singer.
How can you be sometimes?
I don't know.
That's like on Sophia the First. He saved my life 9.5 times. How do you save someone's life a half a time?
Maybe he had assistance. It's like a half a sack in football. It's like a half a sack in football. Mark and Brendan. I'm just going by the age range because they're brilliant characters.
And Christopher Castile from Beethoven as well.
Yes, he was. It's one of those things. We're looking at characters that happens a lot.
Actually, these shows basically honed my sense of, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It actually does happen a lot.
So basically, these shows and that made me the movie nerd I am today.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's quite scary, isn't it?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this turned out to be a great show.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought this was fun. It was very funny.
Yep, that's right. Every little thing you learn about my past paints an ever darker picture of a depressed, lonely man.
I wouldn't say that.
I was joking.
I wouldn't say that. So Step by Step started, and this kind of really started the generation of T.G.I.F. because at the point we have Family Matters, we have Step by Step, we have Dinosaurs, we have Perfect Strangers on the air still. Precision Baby Talk's on the air this season, by the way.
I'm
not quite sure why.
I'm guessing somebody blew somebody to keep it on the air for another season.
It was well, they had a big cast. Probably had something to do with the cast. Because they didn't have a lot of stars on the cast. They tried to keep, it's got Bayo. It's got Bayo.
Well, we got to get him his house payment.
But the interesting part is, I'm looking. I don't know what this is. I'm trying to find it on YouTube here, because according to this, Baby Talk was on. The Perfect Strangers was on at the 9 o'clock slot. And the Baby Talk is then replaced by Dinosaurs. I can't find this show. It was Baby Talk got moved to 9:30, and they got replaced by a show named Billy. I have no idea what this is, so I'm trying to find it. I don't know what this is. Spin-off Ahead of the Class.
Yeah,
I don't know what this is. I'm trying to explain this while I look up the song.
I can explain that.
Go for it.
What happened was, in the last season of Head of the Class, Howard Hesseman left, and they was replaced by Billy Connolly, who's a British comedian and actually quite well known now for his roles in the Boondock Saints movies. So, yeah, when Head of the Class ended, they did a spin-off with his character, Billy McGregor, and thus we get Billy.
Billy, a show that I can't find the theme song at all. I don't know. I don't remember this. I really don't remember this show at all.
Try sending 1992.
1992, you said?
Yeah, try Billy.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not looking it up. I'm just trying to. If I can't find it, I can't find it. It's not a big deal. It's just interesting that we have a show I've never even friggin' heard of with this, because it didn't last long. It only lasted 13 episodes. It was only on 13 episodes. Yeah. And like you said, that was the concept now. I really don't remember this.
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all. Johnny Galecki was on this show.
Like I said, you got to start somewhere.
No, seriously, Johnny Galecki's on this show.
So,
now we can
I just saw the name Billy McGregor and then they just clicked.
Okay, well, that was on the 13 episodes was on, and then they got replaced by Baby Talk again.
Seriously, what is with that freaking show?
Well, probably had to finish its run, because that was the last season of that show.
Yeah.
That was the final season.
Replaced by Baby Talk. Seriously, I think we're giving Baby Talk more attention than people gave it back then.
Probably, because it's in the lineup, so you got to mention it.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to find the next thing on here.
Yeah, that's right. We're the only two members of the Baby Talk fan club. And even we don't like it.
We don't even know what it is. That's the best part. We don't even know what the hell it is. We don't even know what the hell the show is. I can't even find the next one either. That's how some of these shows are on so fast and don't even have a theme song on YouTube. That's how some of the shows are. So next year, 92, 93, the run finally starts to actually sink in because it's Family Matters.
Yeah.
Step by Step. Dinosaurs for the first half. and then it gets replaced by a show called Getting By. Again,
That's what happened with Rachel. She left the series so she could star in that.
What is this? What is this?
Let me see. I can't.
Okay, come over here. What is this? I don't know what this is.
It was initially successful as a part of T.G.I.F lineup in its first season, but politics between ABC and Miller Boyette led to the show.
NBC?
Yeah, it is for the second season. So it was about two best friends and single mothers, one white and one black, who inadvertently are sold the same house and both decide to live there with their families.
Interesting concept.
Yeah,
I give them credit for interesting. Oh wait, I found it.
Okay, there we go.
I found it. Let me bring the sound back up. Here we go. Getting By. I like it.
How empty or how full the cup, with an eye on tomorrow and our head held up. We're getting by. It's been told. You live a little heart and soul. You keep your friends close and your pockets full of luck to share. Getting that and trying, getting by.
Well, it's a syndicated opening credits, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently that got syndicated. I don't know why, but it got syndicated.
Is this like the magic episode for syndication, like 65 episodes?
I thought it was like 100.
Huh.
Oh, it used to be. It changed recently. I think it used to be 100. At this time,
yeah.
100 was the big deal because that meant you went to syndication. I think it's changed to 65 now, but it used to be 100 back in the 90s. Because remember, it used to make a big deal of the 100 show. It used to be like a celebration and a cake and all this kind of stuff. And
Out of pinata?
yeah, it used to be a big deal. But this show did last 2 seasons. Like I said, the second season was on NBC, and that's the last we know about that show. Moving on. The 9:30 time slot started becoming the slot where a lot of weird shows bumped in here.
Okay.
And well, this is the first one. I remember this show for one reason and one reason only. And it was a joke in TV Guide, which I'll get to in a second.
What the hell was that?
Okay, so according to this,
wait. You gotta do it in the crusty voice. What the hell was that?
a premise centers on a young woman who opens up her home to her friends and the friends of her younger siblings who sought a judgment-free hangout and regularly went to her for advice. The show lasted 19 episodes.
Well, apparently wasn't much advice to give.
What the fuck is this? I don't remember that opening at all. What a cast, though. Joey O'Connell, Jay Moore, Jared Leto, Hilary Swank. Oh, wow.
Somebody must have been calling in favors.
What a cast. The 20th episode was reproduced but never aired. So, okay, then. Whenever the joke in TV Guide, when that show came on, I was like, they made it like a hello, mother. Hello, father. You're right. Cape Wilder. It's a joke in TV Guide. Yeah. I'll never forget the joke. I obviously don't remember the show, but I remember the joke. Well, that quickly got canceled, obviously. And apparently got replaced, if I could find this now, by a show called Where I Live, which is another show I don't remember. But I could look at the graphic. Look at this ridiculously old graphic.
90s CGI on parade.
Seriously. Michael Jacobs, by the way. It's the Michael Jacobs show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the theme song here. But I love the fact we're finding these old shows we've never heard of. Don't remember any of these shows. We were joking about this, like, we're going to talk about the shows we've never heard of, and we're literally are.
What? Yeah.
What is this stuff?
And then with a lot of these shows we never heard of, we see why we never heard of them.
Yeah, this show apparently, this show, apparently, the series starred Doug E. Doug as Douglas St. Martin.
Doug E. Doug is Doug.
A Trinidadian American teenager living in the Harlem section of New York. He lived with his caring, hardworking parents and his younger sister. Much of the show focuses on Douglas's misadventures with his friends, The show was based on Doug's old childhood, apparently.
Leave it to Dougie.
Apparently. It was a mid-season replacement. It got critical acclaim. Ratings were shitty. Bill Cosby supported the show. That's how it got a second season. But it moved to Tuesdays after Full House and couldn't even keep the Full House ratings.
It moved to the Tuesday night death slot.
Yeah, after Full House and could not keep any ratings. It lasted, according to this, it made 21 episodes, but 7 of them didn't even air.
Yeah.
So 14 episodes this show was on. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
And for a show that got so much acclaim, it failed hard.
Terribly. So that was that. Well, then we start getting the shows we've actually heard of in a second here, finally, in the 9:30 slot. We move to 1993, 1994, which ironically has to do with our show. Yeah. We're starting to get to that phase of a show we actually have to do with us. So yay for that. I'm just got to get to the right theme song here. We're not going to probably pop it up on my thing, but I'm not going to because I'm already here. I'm already here. So we're going to go for the first season because it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Because we haven't opened up our show with it in a while. But anyway, it's the season. This is the season that I really remember this show really, really well. This series, I remember Boy Patrol really, really well. Boy Patrol, obviously, that's our show. But it was Family Matters, started up the lineup, immediately followed by the show for me that kind of changed how I look at TV. And that's why we're here doing this show. The reason we do this show, Boy Patrol, started this year. 1993 to 2000. We'll get more into our show as we go along. And we're in the middle of season 2. We'll get more into it. But, of course, the show that kind of changed television, really. This is a great show. Yeah. A great show we do here. And
we're not going to dedicate a lot of time to this because
it's our show. Yeah. We'll talk more about it as we get along in the series. Yeah. It was actually right after this was Step by Step, which is, as we've talked about, a great, great show as it is. And then we're starting to get the shows that I remember that are in syndication now.
Oh, man, I forgot to bring up my favorite moment on Full House.
Okay, tell about it.
Yeah, Flounder Tarts.
Flounder Tarts. I was surprised it took you that long. We're an hour into this and it just brought up Flounder Tarts. Go figure.
Yes. I just remember the whole thing escalating. Basically, they're trying to teach the twins forgiveness. So yeah, and basically winds up with dumping the leftover fish crew down Joey's shirt, and then Joey going, "Now let's say I grab this egg beater, set it on frappe, and jam it up his." Yeah, just because. Yeah, thankfully she stepped in before any bodily harm happened.
So now we got a show that was put in the 9:30 slot that stuck around for a while, no longer the death slot, because a pretty cool show showed up here.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's my theme music?
Personality that made you well, maybe a catastrophe.
Cooper.